Alrighty, y'all, let me explain to you how to work the CAD today. So here we got is our CrypticRp C.A.D that has been customly built for us so that we can allow this interaction between Discord, this user CAD, and in the server itself, linking together and creating a wired link between us so that we can have a effective role-playing community. All right, so today I'm gonna show you how to do that. First, you're obviously gonna want to click that link. It is in our link bio settings. So if you go in our Discord and click on the link how to join, right in there, it also explains it in steps, but I'll be explaining in this video. So as you go down, it'll show you in links. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and start with the sign up. So usually it's a simple sign up. All you need to do is put in your Discord ID along with the 3 numbers behind it, or the 4 numbers behind it, my bad. So you're gonna do hashtag 4545 or hashtag 4748. So like mine is Pathfinder underscore John hashtag 3500. That would be mine. So if I was to put that in, it'd be Pathfinder underscore Smith number 3500. Alright, so then you would go to name. You would choose a name that you're going to choose for your character. So like mine would be John Smith, just because it's the most common one in the world. Alright, then you're going to want to put an email in. So like mine, I'll just put in mine. So right there, it won't verify it, it's just so that it'll hold it. Then you want to put a password in, anything you can think of, it doesn't matter what it'd be, just so that it can have it so when you try to log in, it'll allow you. Then you want to request the access code. The access code is CrypticRp lowercase 69. Alright, and then you want to go to next. Now what's going to happen is it's going to load it up. Your 2 passwords don't match as it states above because I probably screwed it up. So I'm going to go ahead and redo that again just so that we can get that. So obviously put that all back in. I'm just going to put a whole new thing in real quick. You want to make sure they match too. So make sure you're doing that. Put in that number 2. Put in your name. 1 second. Alright, and then you want to throw in that password. What happened here? Hold up. There we go. You want to throw in that email. Alright, and then you want to throw in that password. Like I said, I messed up the matching of it, so make sure you match it. It won't notify you that you didn't match it, right? So be careful. Then CRP 69. Once that's done, click it. All right, so what'll happen is you'll have to wait for to accept it. What you're gonna do is just click that request access. It's gonna say up to 24 to 72 hours and for that request access before starting. Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and do that. So you're gonna go ahead and wait for that request. Once that's done, possibly if it's done now, obviously it's been done now, so we're gonna go ahead and go. So what you're gonna go ahead and do is type in that email you put in. Obviously I'm gonna put the one I put in, and then you're gonna want to put in the password that you used. So I'm putting the password I used in real quick so I can get that in. Real quick, let's try that again just to be safe. Okay, once you do that, you want to check that real quick. Hold up. It should request. It should accept it. It didn't. Okay, so give me 1 second. I'm gonna check here to see if it worked. All right, so I just checked it now. So let's go ahead and try it. It should work. There we go. So you're going to come in. So what's going to happen is it's going to show you a few terminals here off to the side. Obviously, this is your new CAD. At the top, it's going to say welcome, your character name that you put in. It's going to say mobile data terminal or computer aided dispatch. Obviously, that's what we're working off of. Time, date, all that, etc. Now at the bottom here, you got the global chat, so you can text in there and see how like, you know, text around and see what we got, because it also has like chat previews and stuff like that. Now here you're going to see your status. It's going to tell you how many ticket warrants you have. It's going to tell you how many warnings you've had. It's going to tell you your arrest made, call responses, and call generated. So it's going to log all that, but it's also going to have the top 5 across the leaderboards of who's there. Obviously there's not that many people there. There's only a few people in this CAD, so obviously there's not that much going on so far until we start growing. So you're going to go to options, and then you're going to see there's a few things here. So show announcements will show you anything we post. If we had an announcement come up, it'll post. The next one, log out, if you want to log out. My account will show you what to do account wise. So like, you need to create an identifier if you're an LEO. If you're an LEO, you need to create an identifier like, I don't know, 1alpha02. Let's go with that. Will be the new identifier for this one, and it'll put it here, and then you can delete it if needed. If you become an LEO, you need to have it for if you're an LEO. Now, reporting LEOs, there you go. That's how you'll report. You'll put your name, the officer's rank, the officer's name or the identifier, reason of why you're reporting them, officer's department. Obviously there's a ton here, you can report them all, and then submit. All right, next you can go to the penal code. Obviously it'll have the California State or the San Andreas penal code, so I would go ahead and read that up just to get that, to know it, to keep it up. Obviously same thing for report LEO. There's the department transfer. So if you were in another department, let's say 911, let's say you were in 911 dispatch and you wanted to be in Blaine County Sheriff's Office, this is how you would do that process. Put the name, the reason, the department you're currently in, the department you're transferring, and then submit it, and then the higher ups and staff will review it. Then you have the global chat, which obviously is the global chat. You can change it to dark mode, open mode, you know, write it in there, send it out, and then show announcements. There's not much to it, so you want to go ahead and go to select department. You want to go to civilian, because obviously you're a civilian. So if you go to CRP, you click on that. That's our first server. Okay, it's going to ask you to create a civilian. So what you're going to go ahead and do, after you do all that, after you join CRP1, you have to create a civilian in order to be looked up in the CAD. If you don't, you'll be arrested. So because it's a failure to identify. So first we're going to go ahead and create it. So like here, Jonathan, let's go with that. Civilian's name, last name, Smith, birth date, I'm 39, but you can change it by year and date. So if you wanted to go like 78, you want to be a little bit older in your role play. Try to match them with your role play. So if you're going to be an old man that broke his hip on the side of the street, there you go. You have to put your date older. If you're a young high schooler who just bought beer at a local convenience store, you need to make sure if you're going to do it underage, you need to make sure you do that. Okay, close out of it. You can put a mugshot if you want to put a picture. Obviously, if you wanted to, you don't have to, but it looks better. Male or female. Address, do not put your real information. You're going to put a fake address in game. Once we get houses, I'm just going to put Fairwood. Fairdyke. Let's go with Dyke. Alright, so Fairdyke Trails. But also follow the penal code or the postal code we have. There's a postal code in game. I'll show you that in the civilian thing once I get to it. But if you follow the postal code, that helps a lot. Race, white, black, Native American, Asian, Pacific, or Hispanic, one of those. Hair color, match it with the character you have. So blonde. Weight, try to get around it, not on it, but right around it. 5'6", you can do 5.6 or 5'6". 5 foot apparently, 5'6", and then medication, you'll just put if you don't have any, you just put X, capital X, because it won't let you put it. You have to fill them. So, but if you did, you put your illnesses, your medical history, add some of that, or NA. You can do X and A. One of those two tells us that you don't have any of those. All right, so then you're going to click create. It's going to load it up, and then it's going to come up right here, and it's going to tell you right here your date and birth of when you were born. So what you'll need to do is you need to click on it. So in order to do that, you click on it. So there you go. Now my civilian's there. Hey, Jonathan Smith. There you go. So once you do that, it's going to show this big panel. I'm going to show you how to do it. All right. So if you get it, so warrants, let's start on this side. Warrants are here. If you want to create a warrant for you, let's say you your role play requires you to have a warrant, so you're gonna go ahead and say filing for Blaine County, issue time, office signature, judge signature. You don't need to worry about that. What the warrant's for, stuff like that. Filing as an officer, that, and then create. And what it'll do is it'll create it, and we'll have it in our database. The Bureau of Firearms. You need to register a firearm. So how to do that? You choose a weapon. So let's say a heavy pistol. It'll already have them. Then you register it. Congratulations, you got your registration. Then you click that, and then you go back. And what you can do is, so once you have that, you go back, and then you go to view own. You own a pistol, and that ID, this is the ID of the gun manufacturing owner. So if you click on it, it'll show you registration, showing you have it. It'll show up in our data. Now, if you're going to report it stolen, you just got to, put it out there and it's reported stolen. It'll be in our database. For the DMV, you need to register every vehicle. If it's not registered, it will not be considered. So let's say you just stole a car. If the plates don't match, then you won't get it. So what you need to do is, if you got a new car, obviously plates, model, color, put it in. It'll be all good. So let's go with that. Let's go with the model is Ford. Let's go with that. And let's go with the color is black. That's all you need. Do you have insurance on it? This is if you're going to, if you're going to say your vehicle is insured or not. If you have insurance, obviously. There you go. Now, report a vehicle stolen. You can report it stolen, report it unstolen, stuff like that. Driver's license center. So set license to valid, set to expire. So basically, if you want to say your license was expired, there you go. It's expired, but it'll show this. It'll have your ID. It'll have that, and then it's going to put the date as 2019 when it's 2020 now. If you want to set it to suspended, it'll show up on the tag for us. And if you want to set it to valid, it'll obviously change the date to 2020. So you remove the license, set the valid date to 2020, and it's ready to go. Alrighty. So what you want to do after that, that's the DMV. So make sure you register your vehicle. There's a fishing license. We're not getting onto that. There's no hunting license right now. We're going to work on that later down the road. Once that's in, we'll be good. There's truck drivers. You need to have a class, I think it's class B, one of the class license to have in order to do that. So make sure you do that. Let me right here. Oh, it shows deceased so that you could fake a death. Now, if you're going to do a trucking job, you need to make sure it's logged in so that when you're driving and you get pulled over, it'll show you that you're on there. So you need to make sure that right there, registered vehicles right here. That'll show you all your vehicles right down here. This is your purchased items. Once we open up the store, purchased vehicles, purchased items. So it shows that, it shows you own a gun, shows you that. There's a global chat again, right then and there. You can turn it to dark mode again. Once you have that, call 911. This is most important. So let's say, someone just got robbed. What you need to do is you need to put a when you're going to call 911, do it through either the CAD or in game by doing /911, or by putting it into the 911 call here in the CAD. Most civilians will have it open, so you can do it right through CAD. If you do it through CAD or Discord, it'll be alerted to all of our 911 operators, so it'll automatically go in. So when you do it, your location, let's say the police department in Sandy, which ironically that'll be the fastest response time for sure. So there you go, police department Sandy, emergency, shots fired at officer. I can spell officer. Alright, and no double O there. Alright, and then info, if any, white, male, blue eyes, CYEs. So basically what you want to do is give a bit of a description of yourself, so when officers are looking, they're going to try to find your exact match. Ford, black. There you go. So that will give away that I'm driving a black Ford vehicle. So then they'll be looking. Once it's sent, it's going to send over to the 911, and it's going to go through our Discord, and it's going to go through the CAD. So then they'll have it. Once you do that, it'll be sent. Now there's the Twitter. This is where you can do all the, it's basically Twitter, but for, Twitter. It's basically the same thing. So you can You can text stuff out, stuff like that, send it to Twitter, stuff like that. Other than that, there's the cell phone beta. This is so you can call 911, taxi, stuff like that. This is in game. And then that's pretty much it. Oh, if you were going to make a new civilian, you can go ahead and do it. Edit, create a new civilian. I'd create 2 or 3 civilians so that when you die, you have another civilian to work with, so that you don't always have to go back to the same civilian every single time. So that you don't do the same role play over and over again. Try to do that. Once you send in an application, it will be sent to us. We'll review it. We'll send it out. You'll be notified in Discord with a ping and telling you if you accept it or not. And we'll tell you what if you got it or not. You also need to apply through the other one. So you're going to apply through this one. You're going to send a request in the CAD. If you read the application that's on the thing, you're going to go to the application and then you're going to apply for the CAD. Once you accept the application, once you're accepted in the application, you'll be accepted in the CAD. If you don't send an application but you apply for the CAD, you will not be accepted. If you apply for the CAD, let's say you don't apply for the CAD but you were accepted in the application, you will not be entered into the CAD until you apply for the CAD. You need to apply. Another thing that you need to know is when you do this, you need to give us a little bit of response time in between major accidents. So let's say you're going to do a high-speed chase. Well, after you're done with your high-speed chase, let's say we do that, there's going to be a 15-minute revival time for all the officers who had to be in a part of that thing. So if you do a major crime, you need to wait 15 minutes after. If you don't follow that guidelines, you can be removed, revoked, or suspended off any RPs. Try to get involved with our RPs. We're going to try to do a lot here, so try to do that. And then if you want to apply for another department, you have to go ahead and let me go ahead and log out of here. You're going to have to go ahead and submit an application for it. So once you do that, you submit the application. Your person will be we'll look at it. Once we look at the application, it will be sent to the department head. The department head will accept it. Once the department head accepts it, then we will change your status from not approved to approved, and then you'll be able to access it. Like here, you won't be able to access it. See how I'm clicking on them? I can't access them, which means you won't be able to either. So in order for you to access them, you need to apply. Once you apply and get accepted, you need to make sure whatever character or email you have for this for this is the same one used on the application, because in order for us to match it, we need to make sure you have it or match your Discord. It's one of the two, it doesn't matter. Alrighty, other than that, that's how you enter into our CAD. Make sure you follow the application, make sure you look at it. It's between 24 to 72 hours. It'll probably be quick because we're going to get a lot of rapid responses here, but make sure you apply for civilians so that you can get into it. Make sure you're in the right servers. Other than that, that's pretty much it. That's all that our CAD requires and that you'll need to present so that you will have an effective role timing play here at CRP. Thank you for watching. Thank you for applying.